Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and I'm getting a little bit fed up with the entire situation involving the Terminator franchise. Is it alive? Is it dead? Is Schwarzenegger coming back? Is James Cameron and Tim Miller working on the sixth movie? What the hell is going on? These are things we don't know. And honest to God, we probably won't know until Comic Con in a couple months, right? CinemaCon was this last week in Las Vegas, WonderCon was this past weekend, and at neither event did this particular subject come up. So clearly, we now have to wait for David Ellison, the CEO of Skydance, to talk about what is going to happen with the franchise. Now, he did say a couple weeks ago that they had an incredibly bright future and that we would get an announcement sometime later this year, which is why I speculated Comic-Con, because there's, quite frankly, no other time than Comic-Con to do that sort of thing. And as a result of that, we still are just kind of waiting in the winds. But there's one person out there who is very much trying to kind of get ahead of the spin, to put a control on it, and to give us some reassurance that the future is coming. And that would be Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, actually, as if the images on the screen didn't give you a little bit of indication as to that anyway. But speaking with Fandango, he was pretty straight up with him. He actually says this: I don't want to call it like fake news like the president calls it, but I think people just write things. I have no idea why. Just because Paramount doesn't want to pick up the Terminator franchise, you have 15 other studios willing to do it. That doesn't mean the Terminator franchise is finished, right? It just means they are on their way to negotiate with another studio, but I can't give you the details of that. They'll announce that. But yes, the Terminator franchise is never finished, and remember that after 2018, James Cameron is getting it back, and then it will continue on. And this again, okay, well, first let's kind of unpack that. One, they're showing faith still in the franchise. Schwarzenegger's coming in and saying, like, I'll be back, right? Because he knows that's what people want. Like, maybe not everybody, but the Terminator franchise is one that does need to be back in the hands of James Cameron to give it a proper send-off, if anything, or a way to continue it forward. I mean, as interesting as Genesis was, and I use the term interesting mostly because the movie was like, it's hit or miss with people. There are parts of it that I enjoyed, there are parts of it that I didn't, but it was one that I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of handle an alternate timeline with. But Emilia Clarke isn't coming back, and Jai Courtney says it's basically time to hang the whole thing up. So now we're just basically reliant on Schwarzenegger as a Terminator. My fear is this: that Cameron is so wrapped up working on the Avatar movies that even though he'll find time to crank this thing out, because it will be the first time in nearly 30 years he'll have the opportunity to do so, that he's going to drop the ball. If Tim Miller is going to come on and direct, then I have high hopes for the movie. I had high hopes for Alan Ball directing Genesis, but a director, gets the flack for the movie, but it's not made in a vacuum, and there are other elements at play. Cameron got a lot of love for Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 because he wrote and directed and produced and basically built the world himself and had full control. So yes, a lot of that falls back onto him. But when it comes to, let's say, Terminator Genesis, Alan Ball came in after doing Thor: The Dark World and a few episodes of Game of Thrones and Boardwalk Empire, and he came in and I think he directed it well, but the script wasn't there. The script and the story weren't the best that they could have been. And so hopefully, we'll be able to get ourselves something good coming down the pipeline sometime soon. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I have a feeling that when they announce what they're doing next, it will probably be in conjunction with James Cameron. So they can then say, listen, we've got James on board. He's given us his blessing. He's totally going to make it something for us to love and to make. And then of course that's going to tie into when he gets the rights back, because that's how it's going to have to be essentially. Cameron is getting the rights back, I believe, in 2019, not 2018. And as a result of that, Skydance and Anna Purina, who technically own the rights to the franchise, or Annapurna, sorry, they're the ones that are going to have to figure out something that's going to carry them forward to make better on their investment. So we'll have to wait to see what happens, but I'm cautiously optimistic for Comic-Con. I am curious to know your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think? Do you think that we're going to get Terminator 6 and James Cameron is going to be involved? Do you think they're going to bring Tim Miller in now and have the contract kind of do the one movie but then carry it over to the next ones? Do you think they're going to finally just kind of move on from the Sarah Connor story or the John Connor story? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.